Hello, and welcome back to How to Write Properly, a daily course on style and expression. And today's episode, part 3, is all about nouns, which I mentioned briefly yesterday, but now we're going to look at in a little bit more detail, but only a little bit more detail. This is going to be a very short installment today. So, as I say, we're looking at nouns. On day 1, we looked at verbs. We'll be looking at subjects tomorrow. Verbs and subjects, as I hinted in part 1, are the only two things that you definitely have to have for the group of words you're writing to technically be a sentence. Verbs we discussed are essentially doing words. Part 2 was adjectives. These are describing words. These are words that give you a little bit more context about the subject and about the type of thing that's happening in that verb. And today is all about nouns. So what is a noun? Well, you might remember from school, primary school, that a noun is a naming word. So if a verb is a doing word, an adjective is a describing word, a noun is a naming word. So as it says here in the definition for small children, a noun is a kind of word, a part of speech, that is usually the name of something, such as a person, a place, a thing, an animal, or an idea. And that's basically it. A noun is the names for things. And as it says there, it could be the names of individuals, it could be the names of places, the names of objects, the names of animals, or even the names of ideas. The dictionary definition is slightly more complicated. A word or phrase that is the name of something, again, a person, a place, or a thing, and that is used in a sentence, especially as subject or object of a verb. So we're coming back to that idea of the verb and the subject there. But it's the name of the thing. If your verb is your doing word, the thing that's doing the doing or having something done to it is usually a noun, because everything needs a name. So nouns are the names for things. Two different types of noun, a common noun or a proper noun. There's actually quite a few different types of noun, but basically they can be, for the purposes of today, they can be grouped up into these two different types, a common noun and a proper noun. So a common noun, a noun denoting a class of objects or a concept as opposed to a particular individual. So these are the names for things that aren't specifically a person or an organization or a thing. So common nouns is just the name for stuff, basically, nondescript stuff. A proper noun is the name of a particular person. So, for example, my name is Adam. I didn't say it at the start. I'm Dr. Adam James Smith. So the proper noun for me is Adam James Smith. A place. So, for instance, I'm recording this in York. York is a place. So that's proper noun. An organization or a thing. Proper nouns begin with a capital letter. Now, that's crucial. So common nouns don't have capital letters. That's just stuff. But if you're naming a specific person or place or thing, it's a proper noun, then it does have a capital letter. That's why you'd put a capital letter at the start of my name. So some examples here. Examples of common nouns: dog, nondescript dog, that's just the idea of a dog, or an individual dog, but not one that's been named. Cake, that's just a noun. Pint, face mask, man, pencil, laptop, just stuff. But all of that different types of stuff, they're all different types of nouns. Proper nouns, so some examples of proper nouns. Adam, as I've already said, that's my proper noun. York St. John University, that's the name of an organisation. British, so like your national identity, and indeed your nation, Britain. Both of the, or my nation, Britain. Great Britain, that's a proper noun as well. Hello Fresh, that's the name of a home delivery service, a company. So company name is proper noun, so that has capital letters. Lucy is the name of a woman. Doritos is a type of crisp, but again a brand. So crisp would be a common noun. Dorito is the proper noun. And COVID-19, a word we're hearing a lot at the moment. That's the proper noun for that virus. So hopefully you get a sense of the two different types. Now, as it said in that dictionary definition, proper nouns begin with a capital letter. So there's actually only a limited number of times where if you're writing properly, you would need to use capital letters. One of those times, as we'll talk more about when we get to building a basic sentence at the end of this week, is to start a sentence. So a capital letter signifies that a sentence has began, and a full stop or period, if you're American, demonstrates where that sentence has ended. So you get capital letters at the start of sentences. You also get capital letters to signify proper nouns, as we've discussed today. And that's basically it. Acronyms you could include. although oftentimes they function as proper nouns as well. But it's only really, you only really need capital letters to start sentences and when you're naming proper nouns. Crucially, though, we'll get onto this in the future when we talk about the things that you shouldn't do in a sentence. You should never use capital letters for emphasis, just to start sentences or with proper nouns. And that's the end of nouns. So join me again tomorrow where we'll be broaching this mysterious subject that I've alluded to, I think, in every installment so far, the idea of subjects. And that'll be our penultimate episode for this week before putting our verbs and subjects together to begin creating sentences. But that's all from me today. Stay safe, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.